Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Anime Night in the Dojo. Today's featured show, Gachiakuta, Season 1.
Yep, Gachiakuta, Season 1, Episode 4. Welcome back to the dojo. I'm Ryu. That's Age. We're back for more Anime Night in the dojo. And, yeah. Rudo is, he's in, well, awkward town. We saw how the end of the last episode ended. It was awkward across the board. I mean, he's awkward around girls, but you know what's also awkward? Flinging poo around. Be awkward. Not knowing what a plunger is. Can you guys imagine we get to the point in society where we don't need plungers anymore? Well, maybe there are certain countries that have figured out toilets that don't clog. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You're probably going to remember it. But either way, based on the title of this episode, Cleaner HQ, we already knew that they were going to Cleaner HQ to be with the leader guy and then have Rudo get his training going and all that stuff. So, training arc begins today, probably. Age also mentioned to me before we got started here that apparently there's some kind of controversy. And anytime I hear controversy these days, my stupid bell goes off in my head. So, if it's something stupid, I'm going to be disappointed in people again. Just saying. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Like I said, this one is pretty minor by comparison to like some of the other ones where like people are in a whole huge uproar.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. Say this in a couple episodes this week. If you're looking for the reaction, it is down there in the description and or the first pinned comment. Just looking for that section just in case. Patreon. So just make sure everybody knows where they have to go for each section. But anyway, as for this, yeah, I like what they've done so far. Everything's been solid. I don't really have any major complaints. And since this is 2 cores, we still have plenty of time. We're going to be doing this the better part of the rest of this year. So,
yeah, freaking. And that's just for this initial season. This was probably going to be at least 2 or 3 seasons to even catch up, depending on how fast they go.
Right. So, plenty of Gachiakuta coming at us here in the future. But that being said, let's go ahead and push some buttons, see what's up with this week. So, people over on Patreon will get the timer stuff set up here, and people over on YouTube, we will see you on the other side of the edit for the review and discussion. So, here goes something. Well, alrighty then. You know what that's the face of? The face of somebody who found some information that she doesn't want to share out loud at the moment. That's what that was. It was not poo on the back of his neck.
Yeah, she gave Engine that knowing look, and like they understand that there's clearly something else there, but she didn't actually say what it was. But presumably it's either she got some sort of glimpse into like what happened to him and why his arms are all messed up, or she saw his dad and knows who his dad is.
Right. As based on what we saw there, her vital instrument being her glasses, it was more than just, you know, being able to like, you know, full on like maybe like tricorder from Star Trek, you know, just kind of like be able to tell like what's going on with someone physically and stuff like that. She's probably able to do like everything, like physically, mentally, emotionally, all that kind of thing. She's like read people just like down to their core and can like even probably see like his memories, his past, that kind of thing. So
yeah, as it was explained, she literally sees everything that makes you you.
Yep. So clearly there's something there. We'll get to it, but first, Rudo has to get through his unpaid internship. We all know he's looking to be paid in information. So, the goal is to potentially get back to the sphere, but that's probably going to take a minute. And we're going to have to deal with certain situations, like the potential puppet master guy, whether he's killing givers and like corrupting their vital instruments, or he can just do that. You know, just take like a vital instrument and just imbue it, corrupt it, and just toss it into some trash and control the beast as it stands, whatever it may be.
Yeah, presumably it's either somehow givers themselves are being corrupted, and their negative anima is creating uh, these like mutated trash beasts, or this guy's going around and acquiring vital instruments and like stealing them, killing the givers, whatever, and then through some method, like potentially his own vital instrument, corrupting them into negative anima to where they can serve as the core of a trash beast.
Right. So either way, again, solid episode for what it was. We got some more world building with the polluted zones. We mentioned that at the end of the reaction. The fact that they have like a support core, that kind of thing. Just because you don't have powers doesn't mean you can't be useful down here, that kind of deal. So that's good. Just typical world building stuff.
You can't actually destroy the trash beasts, because the only way you can destroy the trash beasts is if you destroy their anima core, and only anima can destroy anima. But you can at least disable it by destroying parts of its physical body to make it to where it temporarily can't fight.
And just kind of literally set the table for a giver to just take him down. So
anyone who actually does have anima to just walk up and just boop them.
Yep. So either way, yeah, it looks like they're gonna lean into the whole Rudo is. I assume his power is gonna be more emotion based, at least early on, because he was like determined to pull his weight, and that's why his power activated. Before, he was just determined to, each time he's activated his power, he was like determined to do something based on a varying emotion. Whatever.
Yeah, he was always in some sort of heightened emotional state. Though this is the first time that he's basically lost control of his power, and every other time he's not really known what he was doing, he was still in more or less full control of it.
Yep.
Instinctually. In this case, it just did not work for him at all.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see going forward how that affects him, how they try to figure out what's going on with him, that kind of thing, how his training is going to potentially go, that kind of deal. And yeah, I mean, pretty atypical unpaid internship, just in their world. That's what this would be doing. You're basically like doing a ride along with whatever you're doing, whether it's a construction worker, a cop, a lawyer, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Literally just on the job internship. In this case, it's this. So I think it was handled pretty well. We did get a glimpse of old Rudo seeing, treasure and trash and wanting to fix it up. So it's nice that they're going to keep that part of his character. And that's probably going to become kind of like a big deal for him down here, is being able to turn trash into usable things, kind of deal. That's probably very valuable down here.
He's going to kind of turn into a salvager, which it's already kind of what his power is in the first place, is being able to basically take anything and make it useful.
Yep. So, they're creating more intrigue with his past, whatever was going on with his real dad, that kind of thing. But I assume we'll be waiting on the boss before we get any kind of input on that situation. And the boss is just away on business. Real bummer. So that was the other major point of intrigue in this, was the boss, and nobody talks about his vital instrument, just like Fight Club. So that'll probably be a point of interest for quite some time. I can't imagine that'll be a season. Maybe that'll be like the big climax of season 1, is like the boss's vital instrument and like what it does, or something like that kind of deal.
I could see it potentially being like one of the bigger mysteries of the series in general, though. We'll have to see.
Yep.
But yeah, in general, it seems like the givers are kind of secretive of what their vital instruments are. Because like Yenjin even like called it out as kind of like it's a show of trust, of like showing off your vital instrument to another person.
I don't really have too much more to say about this episode. I enjoyed it for what it was. It did some more world building, the on the job training kind of stuff. That was cool. It was nice to see Rudo, having his seeing treasure and trash kind of situation again. The awkwardness around the girls, that kind of deal. So that's going to continue to be a thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I like where it's going, and Age has a couple other things you want to talk about. So,
just to kind of finish what I was saying before, like it seems to be like kind of a show of trust to actually show off your vital instrument to another person, especially if it does turn out to be a thing of like this guy's going around stealing vital instruments. The whole thing is like if you lose your instrument, then you can't do anything.
right?
So generally, it makes sense that most givers would be more selective about who knows about what their instrument actually is.
Yeah.
I suppose the other big thing, I guess, is just to bring up the controversy. Technically, there's two minor things in this episode. The one really minor thing is some people were kind of going back and forth on the whole thing of racial casting with, you know, the black chick having to be voiced by a black chick. That was really minor, but there was some people that were going back and forth on that whole typical debate.
Voice is a voice. We need to get over this nonsense. Black people can voice white characters, vice versa. It really doesn't matter. This is stupid.
But the bigger thing, but still relatively minor, it's Rio. In the source material, she's described as being kind of abnormally skinny. And like in the actual manga itself, like she is shown as being skinnier than other people, but like I've seen some of the slides, and a lot of people are drawing comparison. It's, in the anime, they make her borderline look like anorexic. Like if you look at like her hips and stuff like that, she's literally just like skin and bones.
Yeah, I did notice that in some of the close-up shots that they showed of her.
Which, well, once again, she is described as abnormally skinny, and is notably skinnier than other characters in the source material. They went like apparently really hard on making her extra skinny in the anime, it seems like, and people were really eyebrow raising why they would change her design around like that.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. I mean, it's not like her character model looks terrible, but if it's like a major change from the source material, then you know is what it is. But since I haven't seen it, I can't have an opinion on it. I don't know. I don't know the two differences. So
the biggest thing is mostly just like her waist and hip region. The fact that she has like the friggin' super like pronounced like pelvis bones. The fact that like she basically has no waist whatsoever in the anime.
Got it. Yeah, I mean that's reasonable, but again, I don't know what her source material, what she looks like. So again, I can't have an opinion on it because I don't know what it's like to compare the two. So if it is like egregious, then I could understand the like the griping, but I'd have to see it for myself. No.
Like I said, I've seen some comparison shots, and like it's definitely noticeable. But like I said, it's mostly a minor thing of like it's not a huge deal, but it's also one of those things of people just kind of going, "Okay, what the fuck? Why did you even bother changing it?"
Yeah, it's the classic like you literally have the blueprint for everything you need to do for the most part. Yeah, there could be some animational stuff here and there or whatever, but when it comes to just like character models, it's like it's not like you're reinventing the wheel here. You have it right there. You have shots of everything. You just have to do it. You know what I mean? You just have to make a copy. That's it. You're not building a character from the ground up. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing is always like,
but yeah,
boggled my mind. Is like, why exactly you're changing this? Are we doing soapbox bullshit again? Like, I don't get it.
But yeah,
not saying that this
was
is the case with
thing,
this,
just,
but in other cases where it's just like, why is this different? You know, like how Rangiku, it was supposed to be blonde the entirety of Bleach, and it didn't happen until 1,000 Year Blood War.
Yeah, she was originally blonde, and everyone refers to her as blonde. But for whatever reason, the anime people decided to make her friggin' a redhead. And so when freaking Does Your Blood War started, Kubo came in with his fucking fly swatter and said, "No, stop it.
Yep,
She's blonde, goddammit."
pretty much.
But yeah, this is just another one of those things where it's just like, yeah, she's described as being skinny, and she is skinny in the manga. But they, for whatever reason, decided to dial her skinniness up to 11 in the anime and go kind of off script with it.
Got it. So yeah, if those are the two things, the first one, it's a stupid debate. I'm really over the whole voicing and casting people based on whatever. Again, these are fantasy characters. You know what I mean? They're not XYZ thing. You know what I mean? They're not from our world. So you can cast whoever you want, and a voice is a voice. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. So it is what it is. But yeah, again, another solid episode, and looking forward to see where this is going. So ladies and gentlemen, people of YouTube, beyond how you're watching, we always appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us here in the dojo for more Anime Night in the Dojo. This was Gachiakuta, Season 1, Episode 4. So have a good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you. Have a good one. See you next time.
Hey everyone, Victoria here. If you enjoyed the video, please consider pushing those like and subscribe buttons. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thanks again for your time, and we hope to see you again in the future.